You probably think you've seen The Muppet Christmas Carol. After all, it's a beloved film in the highest tier of Christmas movies that people watch year after year during the holiday season. But again, have you seen this Muppet masterpiece as it was originally intended? Or are you watching the inferior version that Disney has forced all of us to watch for decades? Let me explain.
It's a good beginning. It's creepy and kind of woohoo, spooky.
Oh, thank you, Rizzo.
You're welcome, Mr. Dickens.
When Disney set out to adapt Dickens' classic novel with the Muppets, there was an emphasis on tonal balance. On one hand, they wanted to honor the gravity of the source material, and they did this in large part by hiring an Academy Award-winning actor for the role of Ebenezer Scrooge. Michael Caine brought the same intensity and reverence to the performance that he would bring to any other dramatic role.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly
unemployed?
Michael Caine told the film's director, Brian Henson, "I'm going to play this movie like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I will never wink, I will never do anything Muppety. I am going to play Scrooge as if it is an utterly dramatic role and there are no puppets around me." In a majority of his scenes, Michael Caine is the only human actor on screen. It would have been really easy for him to roll his eyes or dismiss the material as childish, but instead, his authenticity elevates the entire film.
I will honor Christmas and try to keep it all the year.
With the reverence for the source material covered, Disney wanted to balance that with humor and lightheartedness that would appeal to children. Obviously, that's mainly accomplished with a screen full of Muppets, but a majority of the levity and humor comes from the excellent pairing of our narrators.
Boy, this really is a dirty city.
You're telling me. Thank you for making me a part of this.
The great Gonzo, performing as Charles Dickens, and Rizzo the Rat.
Welcome to the Muppet Christmas Carol. I am here to tell the story.
And I am here for the food.
Having these dual narrators is just another way this film was able to honor the original source material, because they're then able to quote Dickens' beautiful prose from the novel verbatim.
The Marleys were dead to begin with. To say that Scrooge was not startled would be untrue. And Scrooge was conscious of 1,000 odors, each one connected with 1,000 thoughts and hopes and joys and cares. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city ever had.
But they also serve as guides for the children who are getting introduced to this story for the first time. Rizzo serves as a conduit to the audience, asking all the clarifying questions the children might need. They sprinkle in humor to make it more palatable and to keep their attention from drifting.
You can fit through those bars?
Yeah?
You are such an idiot.
What?
And when Scrooge comes face to face with the ghost of Christmas yet to come, Gonzo and Rizzo remove themselves from the narrative.
I don't think I want to see any more.
Oh, when you're right, you're right. You're on your own, folks. We'll meet you at the finale.
Yeah.
Cueing the audience into the importance of this section without undercutting it with slapstick humor. In letting the film take a slight turn towards horror, the movie preserves the important lessons of Dickens' story. And it gives Caine, as Scrooge, a chance to reach the character's emotional climax. It's the perfect example of the filmmakers doing right in how they deliver this story to the audience while being mindful of the overall tonal balance. But in a classic move of overthinking by the studio and ultimately not respecting their audience, Disney cut out a vital scene before its theatrical run, and in doing so diminished the emotional arc of Scrooge and the narrative structure of the film.